welcome to my channel. My name is Kanyi Mwangi. So today I want us to have a discussion and to delve into ways, something that we have all heard about it from videos, materials on how to make wealth. But there's something over the years I was going through and in terms of reading and also observing, just to look at a bit of research on wealthy people, on how they made it, and also to read about it. There's when you look at the videos, most of the videos, they'll tell you this is how to make wealth and how to be rich. But there's a bit of information that I usually find that is missing. The steps on how to make wealth, the realistic steps on how to make wealth. As a normal person, what is it that I need to know on how to make wealth? What is it can work? What method or steps can work for me and my financial situation? And even looking back at myself and my financial life and my financial journey, there are things I've realized these are the true ways or the solid foundation on how to make wealth. And today I'm going to just dig a bit about that particular information or the steps that you need to take to build wealth. And number one, basically, I'm very sure I've heard about this one, is to get out of debt. Debt is one of the deterrent for you to make wealth. Reason being that when in debt, especially when in having debt, consumer debt, that clearly indicates to you that there's something that you need to take care of. Either number one, that your spending is way too high, or your income is way too low. So at this particular step, that's where most people take most of the time, most years. You find you have not, most of us have not been able to control our spending or our expenses. And you know that before you move to the next step, that we say that the income must be more than the expenses. And one of the things is that debt is a really, like you can say, is a big deterrent on how you're able to move to the next step, especially if you're struggling with consumer debts. And I want to specify here about consumer debt. And consumer debt here, I'm talking about you are borrowing for lifestyle. You're not borrowing for any other thing, just for lifestyle. And this is a clear indication that you need to deal with your income. We say that the only way to get out of debt is only through three methods. That's number one, is either you reduce your expenses, your monthly expenses, or you increase your income, or number three, both. These things, they may sound very easy when they are said, but they require a lot of discipline and focus. And some of them can go for years before you've mastered that particular level. It's not easy. I will not lie to you that it's just a plug and play. It's a discipline, a well-focused financial discipline to achieve that one. And those sometimes you look at the things you want to purchase, especially when you right now when you are determined to get out of debt, and you see there's some of the expenses you're seeing from household expenses, monthly expenses, or some of the consumer things, lifestyle things that you want to consume. You look at them, you say, is this helping me to get out of debt? Or was this budgeted for this month? And that's how you're going to align yourself particularly to getting out of debt. You have to be very singular in your purpose. Small things, but they make a lot of sense, especially even for money. For more details on how to get out of debt, kindly go to my website. I have plenty materials for your read and steps on how to get out of debt. But please note that this is a stage, we call it step one on how to build wealth. You must get out of debt or eliminate debt completely. And when you say debt here, I'm talking about consumer debt. Now, number two, we are on this notion that you have completely been able to manage your debt and you have completely eliminated all debts. So at this stage, you have enough money, enough discretionary income to be saving. So this is a practice that you need to get into. And when you're saving, it has to be have a purpose behind it. So I'll show you, but first let's talk about saving. You have to start saving. I know most of you may be doing saving through other means, maybe circles or the rest. But the reason why we are doing saving is so that you can move to the next step. And savings in this situation you're talking about, there's a particular percentage of your income that you're putting into savings. So the reason why we are saving, and there's a purpose for saving. It's for us to accumulate enough cash or to save enough cash for us we can move to the next step. And I know for saving, saving can take several years, depending on the project that you have or depending on the things that you want to purchase. But at this stage, we are of the understanding that you have already eliminated debt completely, and you're moving to the level where, like I said, you are using your discretionary income to save. So let's move to the third part, and that's purchasing assets. And on purchasing of assets, I'm going to break it down to two. We have liquid assets and of course the physical assets. Now, remember the amount of money that you have saved. That amount, you are going to invest it on the liquid assets. And when I talk about liquid assets here, I'm referring to the securities, bonds, stocks, and the rest, and the mutual funds and the rest. Now, at this stage, particularly, you've saved for quite a bit of time. Let's say even for 2 or 3 years, you have saved. This amount of money will help you again to be able to invest or to buy stocks or bonds. That's another source of income that you're bringing into your household. This is very critical and this is very important. At this stage, you're no longer relying on one source of income, but you've also brought in 2 or 3 more sources of income to supplement the other income that you have been living on. Now, moving on to the last stage, and that's we can say that it's like the final stage. And this stage, it's basically purchasing physical assets. And when I talk about physical assets, you're talking about properties, starting a business. Now, there are various ways of funding these properties and businesses. And at this particular juncture, or particular step, the final step, step 3, and I hope, please hear me this one very correctly, that at this stage, you are taking a loan or a credit to buy properties. Whether it's liquid or physical, you're not taking loans to support your lifestyle. You're taking loans to buy properties either liquid or physical. Banks or any financial institutions, that's the main purpose, to help you grow your wealth. Look around, do your own research. You will realize that most people who have properties right now, they have acquired those properties through credit financing. It's not through cash, unless you are, maybe you got a deal somewhere and you are able to purchase something by cash, or you won a lottery or something else. But most at this time you're purchasing assets, and of course, and the assets that you're purchasing, the real intention is that you want those physical assets or liquid assets to start generating income. So when you purchase physical assets, let's say you've purchased a land and you've built a house, the rental income that you will be generating from that point, it's called passive income. That I know all of you know the passive income. And this, where you say that you're generating income even when you're sleeping, that's a passive income. Now, all these stages demands sacrifice, dedication, and focus. It's not a 1 year thing. To some it will take 10 years, to some will take 5 years to reach that. But the overall objective is that at this stage, the final stage, you are generating income both in liquid and in physical. A passive income is coming in on a monthly basis. I'd like to go back on the issue of how to get out of debt. Kindly go to my website again. I have plenty of materials you can read on how to get out of debt. But I am hopeful that this video has been of help to you, and also it has helped to at least to understand things in a broader perspective, and also to digest the entire process on how to build wealth or to grow wealth. And it's my hope that one day we will be talking about wealth transfer. I'll do that video another time, wealth transfer. But you first have to generate the wealth so that you can be able to transfer it to another generation. Thank you so much.